G'day guys, my name's Josh. You can call me Woodle, and welcome back to 7 Days to Die in Alpha 18, where I am back in my testing world, Woodle Park 2, once again, but this time for something a little bit differently. I've come in here to answer one of the questions I get a lot in the comments, and that's people asking me, given all the other experiments that I've done, all the bases that I've built, what would I build? If I had all the resources and all the time by going into like a very late game stage horde, like for example, Day 700, what base would I build? I've tested the burger base, I've tested other things, but what would be my choice? And I was like, you know what? I've never actually sat back and just built the base that I would build at that point in the game. Like, I've built bases to test different things. I never just sat down and gone, this is what I think is the ultimate base. So that is what I'm here to do today. I'm going to build my ultimate base, throw a Day 700 horde at it, hopefully survive, and just kind of show you guys what I think would be the best one to do that. Before I head out into the world and find a good spot to build this thing, it's going to need to be a good spot given how important it's going to be, I need to head through the MVP tower down into the Hall of Legends and thank 3 more awesome superstars for all of their wonderful support. It's in this one. I keep getting confused which hall is actually the correct one. But today I am thanking Jeffrey L, Nigel M, and Winter Soldier Zar. Winter Soldier? I'm not sure how it's supposed to go. Winter Soldier Zar, Nigel M, and Jeffrey L. Thank you, you three, and thank you everybody else who's made the journey into this tower and has their names up on the board. Thank you for all of your wonderful support on Patreon and making all of this possible. I'm not really sure where I'm going to build this thing. The park is pretty full already. Not a lot of building area, but I think for something like this, given it's going to be so, like, important and special, maybe I go across the road. Maybe I found some new land. I go and, like, acquire some new plots for Woodle Park across the road from the big castle entry gates and build something out here. I don't want to get things ruined by a ravenous horde showing up. I need to build it away from stuff. This relatively flat ground here looks like it might be a good go. I decided that that area across the road was actually too close to some of the buildings. I was worried that some of the zombies would spawn inside the pit around the castle entry, so I didn't want to do that. So instead, I'm going to build it all the way out here near the cliff that I built the big cliff top base on top of, which I still love, by the way, but that's not going to be in danger of zombies spawning. So I'm going to clear out this area here and get myself a nice big area to work with. It will be on the flat land. I mean, look, I know that, like, you know, I'm talking about building this in survival, but Day 700, if you don't have flat land or the ability like an auger or something to make flat land, then what have you been doing? Get out of your mind for 2 seconds and go find something more interesting. Let's go like this and just give myself a nice big flat area to work with. Something a little bit bigger than that, actually. I'm not going to use all this space. I just want to make sure that everything is flat and level. Always going to start with a level playing field. There we go. That's going to do just fine for me. Get rid of the cactus. Right, so I'm not really sure. I'm kind of like just kind of winging this on the go. I'm just kind of throwing a leg at it and hoping to make a connection. I'm not sure what my actual plan of action is going to be here. I know I'm going to use things like zombie-proof walls, maybe even a moat, or actually, I mean, a pit base is probably the best. I'm trying to think of something that's going to give me both the ability to get experience and loot, right? So, like sure, I could build myself the cliff base. The cliff base, if I go over here, the cliff base worked perfectly in sending zombies down out of my way and keeping me safe. All of these bases do their jobs really, really well. But if I want to actually, like, use the horde for what it's only good for, which is experience, because the loot is freaking awful, I need a way to actually kill the zombies as well. So I'm thinking maybe like an amalgamation of like the fists only base and like maybe a smaller moat with like a tower in the middle, I suppose. Yeah, like some sort of pit with a tower I can kill from. That seems to be the best way to go about this, I think. So I'll pick a spot. Let's start from there, and we'll kind of work our way that way. I'm not sure what the dimension's going to be yet, but I'll just start digging, and we'll figure it out as we go. I'm starting out with something relatively simple and familiar. Just dug a little hole here that's going to work nicely to put in some zombie-proof trenches into. So, like, look, I've got like a little, like, a 2-high block here, 1, 2, and then 1, 2. So I can put my wedge tips on that one, so once the zombies come into my little pit of death, they can't leave my pit of death. Now, I'm not sure how big I want the thing in the middle to be. I am thinking of giving them enough space down the bottom to kind of wallow around in and take some time and run around so they don't get all trapped on top of each other. Because when they get trapped on top of each other, that's when they start taking swings. So I want to try and avoid that wherever I can. So right in the middle somewhere, let's build this out of Kong. I could build it out of steel, but to be perfectly honest with you, whenever I build a base in 7 days, I cannot be dicked upgrading everything to steel. It just takes way too long and way too many resources, and it's not that important. some of the most crucial blocks, like in a killing corridor, like the drop, the 1/8 blocks back in Alpha 17, or now using the wedge tips, I'll upgrade those ones to steel. That's fine, because that's the weakest link of that chain. But like something like this, something big, nah, can't be bothered. So I'm going to put this relatively in the middle. I use this little blue block to measure sometimes, like that, right out to there. That looks like the middle. Okay. Is that going to give me enough space on the bottom, though? That's only going to give me that's only going to give me 2 blocks at the bottom. That's not what I want. Let's go. Let's keep going in until we get like a nice little like tower in the middle, I think. That looks just about the right kind of size. It should be big enough for, like, I'll have to make a tower with a couple of floors, yeah? So you got, like, the fighting floor, then you got, like, the crafting floor, then you got the living floor. 3 stories. That's a weird way to say 3, isn't it? Who counts to 3 like that? Josh, what are you doing, you carrot cake? Let's build 3 stories, though. We'll keep going all the way up, and then at the very top, we might have, like, a little nice little, like, balcony area up the very top. That's, like, a nice space for when the vultures aren't coming to peck your brains out. So we'll build all of this. It's relatively simple. We've done zombie-proof modes before. When I've got all like the foundations built, I'll quickly run you through it again, just in case you're curious. But this is all coming together pretty nicely. So, I mean, this is the thing. I like thinking on the fly. I don't like having plans coming into this, which should be acutely obvious to you by now. Alright, here we go. That's all ready and set up. So to make yourself a zombie-proof wall, this is how easy it is. You get your wedge tips and your normal wedges. You can see like on the outline of that one compared to the outline of that one. They go together just like that to make that. But you want to put them up against the wall like this. You put the thin one at the top and the bottom one over on face and put that one like that one too. You get a bunch of those going like that and you will be safe and sound inside. The zombies can't climb that, but you absolutely can. Now to get these blocks, I see this comment all the time. To get these blocks, if you're using concrete, make yourself some wet concrete blocks, hold it in your hand, press R, and there they are. There's one right there, and the other one will be in here somewhere. I don't know. Oh, there it is there. So there's the 2 that you need. Put the concrete down, upgrade it later, but I'm not going to deal with wet concrete right now because I don't have to do that. I have God powers, and I'm going to use them. But I still have to place them manually all across like that. So 1 on the bottom row, 1 on the top row like this. You do that all the way around. Now, I've got 1 block higher, but that's for later. You do that all the way around and you'll be nice and safe from the zombies. The wedge tips are absolutely the kings of Alpha 18, so you use them right and you will be invincible. Got to make sure you continue the pattern all the way into the corners using, what are these ones called? Wedge steep corner top and wedge steep corner base. So you get them, make sure it's all nice and even around there. There's no little hard edges. Think of this like a stealth plane. You know the stealth plane with all like the hard angles and stuff like that, so the radar signature is smaller? This is the version of that. If you have any hard edges that are aren't on a nice angle to the rest of the base, zombies will get caught on it and they will break it and they will come in and they will feast on what is apparently a very empty head of yours. So you want to make sure everything is nice and crisp like that. We're going to do exactly the same thing on the outside of this as well. I'll get my blocks back. Continue this on the outside. So we've got a zombie-proof wall on either side. And once we have that, then we'll be A-okay. Unless you're a muppet like me and completely forget that sand has the structural integrity of a wet cum rag. It's been wet for so long, it's probably pretty crusty at this point. And then, hey, it's probably pretty solid. You might be able to build off it. Okay, there we go. Got the corners done on the inside and the outside. Now, that is a pretty big build, I know. And this is about the time when all of the drongos in the comments were like, oi, you flaming galah, there's no way you could actually build this. So they're probably not Australian, actually. They'd be saying that I wouldn't actually build this in survival. And I'm telling you, mate, I have done, I will do. I promise you I've done both. You can dig, I mean, I've done trenches like this, like for, like moats and stuff before. A much bigger one than this, around like one of like the residential houses, took me about a day and a half to dig the whole trench. Putting all the blocks in takes like 10 minutes, but digging the whole trench took like a day and a half. Something this small, you could probably punch this out, assuming you don't dig the bit in the center, you have it well planned out like I didn't. You could probably do this in one solid in-game day. You've got 700 days to do it. One of them could be spent digging. I'm sure you will be fine. So you can absolutely do this in survival. But to go around the outside of this as well, I've got this ugly ass like little like ass crack here between the slope and the ground. So I want to get myself some sheets and cover that up. Iron sheets are what I normally use. You make them in the forge. You can use wooden sheets if you want. Doesn't really matter. These things don't take damage. I just like using the iron ones just because I've used them for everything else previously. So go around the outside like this, get it all nice and covered up, get all the ground nice and level. We're really starting to move along here. I like it. I've got my trench all dug and painted and nice. So on the inside here, I'm just going to build myself a little room on the inside. Let's go 3 by 3. Yeah, that should be fine. Put enough room for a door just in the middle there so I can get out onto like the little balcony out here. That's what I'm going to do most of the fighting. I'm going to build something just to protect me from the cop vomit and the vulture vomit because I hate the vultures more than anything else in this bloody game. So I'm going to build like a little shield for myself on the outside so I can stand up on here. I shouldn't be able to fall down because hopefully I'll bonk my head on something before I go down. I'll have to give it a quick little red hot test. It's an idea I just kind of had as I was building this together. It might work, it might not. If it doesn't, then I won't use it. But you never know. I might find something new on the journey here. So I'm going to do something like that, but just have like all the support for all this stuff on the inside here. It's important to make sure everything is all nice and supported. As long as it's connected to this, which is connected to, well, like the bedrock down there, everything is nice and connected here. Then it starts calculating the structural integrity from as soon as you go out from that vertical column. So everything's fine as long as it's all attached to this. You're just going to make sure that you keep it in mind and not like, you know, makes a really weird leaning tower of Jenga that's all going to collapse at the worst moment. A little trick I've picked up along the journey but haven't really shown you guys before is you can actually stick ladders into the corner like that. I'm going to paint that red so you can actually see it. Let's get the concrete red so no one gets mad at painting something red and then calling it orange. Let's go like this and just paint you like that. If you're going to reach for me, please. No, you're not gonna paint the thing. Why won't you paint the ladder? Anyway, well, you can see the ladder there regardless. It's on an angle in the corner, so you can come up like that, takes up less space, and also slots into that corner really nicely. So to do that, you get your hatches, and if you rotate the hatch, you can get it on an angle like that. Then you just get your ladders, you hold R, go copy rotation, and it gives you a nice angle, and you bang that up into the corner like that. I really like it because like it fits in like square rooms like that just a little bit better, makes it feel a little bit more worthwhile and less kind of obtrusive. I don't know, if you want to use it, there it is, that's how you do it. I just really like the aesthetic of it. Just having these bars poking out from the window feels much nicer than having those a big clunking ladder right in your way. So this is what I was talking about before when I said I was going to make some sort of shield to protect me against the cops and the vulture vomit. So if I go like that, so they only vomit when they see you. If they don't have line of sight to you, then they won't do it. They'll still go through glass or bars or any of that kind of stuff because clearly it's transparent. But if you get a relatively solid block like that, and or actually I haven't gone far enough out, I need to just let's go like that. Let's get all of you out of the way. But if you build like something like that that just kind of sits in the way, then I'm hoping, or at least I'm expecting, that should stop them from vomiting at me and cause me all sorts of issues. I'll go out one little bit further. Don't have to worry about structural integrity just yet. We'll go like that, go down. That should be a nice little shield. It'll also give me the added bonus of making the gap for me to drop down much smaller. Like I still can if I really want to. If I get up there as well, that'd be nice. Come on, what's wrong with you? Get up the bloody wall. There you go. So look at that. Like I can now look down, but I'm protected from all the mobs outside my killing zone. So once they're down here, I can have my way with them. But when they're out there, no cops or vultures will stop and start vomiting and damaging my shit. I can take cover there and have just, you know, wait for them to come into my killing spot, then I can kill them. As I said before, this AntiCop Shield thing is something I haven't actually demonstrated in Ringwood Park by itself previously. So this is like an extra little bonus for you guys that are watching this video. If you're watching this video and haven't seen the other ones, then this is your little extra little sprinkle of fuck yeah on top of the already pretty good base that's going to stand up pretty well. Like everything here has been tried and tested except this part. I don't know, maybe they'll show up and they'll destroy it. Who knows? Maybe it'll all go wrong. But if it doesn't, you can use this on your base. One of the most common things I ever get asked is how do you stop cops? And I keep trying to tell people they only vomit at you when they can see you. So hopefully this will answer those questions before they get commented and kind of give you some guidance of things you can build, fun things you can build on your base in your game. That's all I'm here to do. Just show you how to build some stuff that I think might make your life a little bit easier. I was gonna paint those sheets to be a different color, but looking at it now, I actually really dig the kind of like shutter design to it. It's just the regular like metal texture, but it looks sick. I like that. I like the idea, like in my head, I feel like you could roll that up and get it out of the way. Now you could absolutely like try and get this to work with the garage doors, but getting that to mount and sit in the right place would be an absolute headache and probably definitely not work it, because one wrong block, one wrong placement means you drop the door, it breaks, you lose all the materials it took to make it, which would be a pain in the dick hole. So I don't recommend doing that. This should work fine. Plus you can still get in and out easy as you like. You just jump up here, in you go, and we're in and we're fine. So that's working fine. That's all it needs to be. Now we can just keep building up a little bit more. I'm thinking about traps and stuff as well. Now, this is 3 blocks wide. Oh, it's actually 4 blocks wide. And blade traps are 3. I generally don't use electric traps. I talked about it before because they get blown out on the first wave of zombies and they're not there to help you later on in the horde. So I generally don't worry about it. But I might have to start thinking about adding some extra stuff just up the top here. Maybe some turrets or something I can turn on when I want to, just to thin out the horde if things go wrong. Although turrets are a liability, they might twist the Demolisher's nipples. And if those nipples get twisted, not only will he be pissed off, he'll make you pissed off. Time to start building the next level, and I've put a pillar in the middle here. I've also got a pillar down below. I'm not sure if that's how I'm going to leave it. It's just there for the moment. Just going to make sure that the structural integrity doesn't get too far away from me. Because I'm building out on the lip out here, so like the support system is going like up here, through here, out a couple of blocks, and then up. So because it's actually kicking out a little bit, it's making me nervous that maybe that might not go very well for me. I'm going to go like this all the way around here, make myself some nice windows, or actually... I mean, look, if it's Horde night, you could probably just keep it in mind when the number turns red and the lightning starts to go down here and be nice and safe. You might get caught out upstairs and a cop might vomit you here or there. But listen, that's your own fault. If you like stuff up and the Horde comes and destroys your base because of your own stupidity, that's not mine nor the base's fault. But I'm building this, I will be down there for the Horde night. Although now that I've said that, I guarantee you I'll forget and I'll somehow get caught up in my other base and then I will be the Muppet getting my own base destroyed. So let's go like this, get all these tentacles built out. We'll leave some nice big windows. We need some natural light in here. You need to be able to look outside and see what's coming and just enjoy the landscape, not build yourself into a cave of darkness. I'm changing this pillar over to a pillar 100 because I like the look of that a whole lot better. It looks a bit more girthy and everyone knows that girth is the most important thing. It looks a bit more like structurally sound than the little tiny one does. I mean, this was tiny down the bottom just so that, you know, you can have more room to move around, but I had a big solid block in the middle to start with. May as well put it back, get you painted up again. Yeah, nah, that will be fine. Okay, so do I actually need a light in here? I probably do. There was a light in the center to start with. I don't know. I'll deal with that a little bit later. Let's go like this, shall we? Let's go on face and hang some lanterns from the ceiling. Let's go like there and there and there and there. I know it's not the most economical lighting choices. God, it's freaking bright in there too. Maybe it wasn't such a great choice, but you need to have some lighting. Apparently these lanterns are the absolute bee's nipples of lighting choices too. They throw so much light that you can't really go wrong with them. I was thinking about getting rid of the pillars entirely and putting a lantern in the middle, but I've turned on the structural integrity, like skin, I guess, the green stuff, and you can see the weakest part here is the middle because it's spanned from here. So that big line all the way around the outside, it's just not working out for me. So I am going to have to use the pillars after all. However, maybe I'll just use the regular square ones. We'll go like that, and we'll go, I can't see anything here because everything is green. Get that shit off. Go like this, put you up there as well. Why are things still green? That was really weird. Okay, whatever, doesn't mind me though. So I can have, like, you know, lanterns on the wall or something down there. I don't really mind. I can go like this again. I just, too many lanterns makes it too blown out. And I want to try and limit that. So maybe just 2. Maybe I'm just going too overboard with the lanterns and we can just put 2 on either side and that will be enough. Just gonna scroll back to the night time before the horde actually shows up. Let's go to the middle of the night. Somewhere in the 3 o'clock zone is the darkest part of the night. You can see there's some lanterns around. It's all reasonably well lit. That's about the middle there. Let's bang another one there too. Get some extra lighting because we're able to see the zombies when they're showing up. I might lose a couple of lanterns here and there, but they're relatively cheap to make. So if you were doing this in survival, it's not that big of a loss if you lose a lantern occasionally. Yeah, no, that looks really nice. Oh, I hear some Muppets. Are there Muppets coming for me? Yes, there definitely is. It's an Arlene. All right, well, if you want to come be the first patron of my killing area, why don't you come and jump down into the pit of death? There you go. Let's just test this out on one hapless Arlene. Yep, nah, you got nothing. Up and down, sliding around. I can see you clearly with all the lights everywhere. Terrible first shot, but I got her in the end. So all the light here is actually provided. I've got no lights on the inside. It's actually provided by the lights upstairs, these ones here. So that's lighting up all of that area, which is actually pretty bloody good. So I've got that done. I can start thinking about the next part of my construction, going up a little bit further. This is going to be the crafting area. I need to go up a little bit more. Then we can have our living area. And that's when we're going to start putting in some proper windows and enjoying where we live. That looks like a pretty good area. However, it's kind of hard to see where the entry and exit point is for the ladders. I'm going to quickly get this. I'm going to go that one there and just paint the outsides of that block all purple. I mean, I could have gone red to make it highlight a little bit more, but purple is clearly my color. So anything inside the house will get painted purple for extra exclamation awesome. Let's go like that, just around like that. So you can see it because it's pretty bright in here with those lanterns. They're throwing a whole bunch of light and it's reflecting off everything, making it hard to see. but that ought to just about do it. You can see the holes in the floor. You got some storage over here. The workbench and the chemistry station, because it's 2 and 3, make a nice little pairing so that you can get it looking reasonably symmetrical over that side. Got some symmetry over here. So this little crafting floor is coming up a treat, but that's not all it has to do. It also has to support the floor above. So I'll start building up here too. Get this all nice and built, a nice solid floor, and I might even paint this all to be the nice oak texture, my favorite texture in the game, and then we can kind of just enjoy it, you know? We can have some nice windows, we can have a bed, we can have a TV. Wish it was a working TV, or that like being, you know, spending time on a bed gave you like a well-rested kind of thing. If you spend enough time there, that would be the dream. Or what I would really love is an actual sleeping mechanic where you can sleep in a bed. You can sleep in what should I call it, like a bedroll or whatever. But if a zombie gets too close, you'll only wake up when they're right in your face. So to punch you in the face, that wakes you up. That means there's a zombie nearby. But if you had, for example, the siren, which actually, no, it's a speaker, isn't it? Speaker. So if you had some speakers, give them an actual use so that you could have them, and if, you know, they sense a zombie, the alarm goes off, and that could rouse you from your sleep that way too. So you could have all your crafting and all your forges and stuff running, go and take a nap. The game would still like take all, like the time you're asleep, it'd take that time off your crafting, but you'd only wake up by either getting punched by a zombie or having a loudspeaker. Make the loudspeakers useful and make the beds useful so you can actually skip some of the nights. I'd love to see that incorporated in the game. I don't think it's going to happen, but that's the way that I think it should work, and I think that would be an absolute peach. I know I've been doing this all as if it was survival, but for this part, I just refuse to believe that the awesome best windows you can get in this bloody game are unavailable to you in actual survival. If you use these ones, you can get really nice looking windows without too much issue, but you can't craft them in survival, which is an absolute travesty. So in protest of that, I'm gonna freaking use them anyway. You can complain all you want, but whatever. I'm more concerned with making this base look its best rather than what actually can be done in a survival world or not. Let's grab this one over here. No, that was the wrong side. This one over here, like that. Because if you get these and bang your glass pane on the outside, it's absolutely the best possible window you can get. You can even use reinforced or bulletproof glass if you so want to. I'm not going to because I don't like having like the check and like the wires going through it and ruining my view. I'm doing all this to get a nice view outside. I'm not going to ruin it by putting a grid in front of my face. Oh, I think I went a little bit too far. Quickly copy that and that one there. There we go. Look at that. Just like that. We copy this one with this one too. All the way along. Put some glass panes in it, and it is absolutely the most beautiful version of any window you can get in this. I haven't been putting hatches in this base at all so far, but I will put them right up on the top. Yep, top left for the little rectangle, and that one there, so that should open the right way. Yes, it does. Alright, so all the way up to the roof, we've got interchanging ladders. You gotta have them interchanged so you don't just accidentally climb all the way up to the roof. Still got my angled ladders down in the very basement here, which I really quite like. Couldn't do it in here though, because it just wouldn't make any sense. Need to put some windows into that level as well. But it's really starting to come along. Let's put some little stuff up on the roof. I know that like a lot of these bases are defense orientated, but if you have your defenses already sorted, you can start improving the quality of life inside your base. Like, what's the point in just building a little shack that sure might defend against the zombies really well, but it's boring. It doesn't feel nice. You want to live in a world that feels luxurious if you can survive this long into the game. So that's what I'm trying to do. Make the entire base, not just one aspect of it. Put it all together to make something nice and fun. And then up on the roof, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get some couches, just like I've done in some of the other bases as well, and make a nice little entertaining area for myself. We'll go like that. No, that was the wrong way. Get rid of that one. Put a nice little couch up on the roof when all the boys come over, because you have the safest base in all of the apocalypse. You can entertain them in style up on the roof up here. Go like that. We'll also grab ourselves a little corner block. Yep, there and there. There we go. We've got to need some potted plants as well. Potted plants. It's all about aesthetics. And you've got to have a nice entertaining area on top of your zombie murdering base. This is the closest we're going to be able to get to actually make this work. I'm going to put a plate in between the TV there. That looks horrendous. Why isn't there, like, you've got the TV left and TV right. Why isn't there TV middle? If I want to have a giant plasma screen, surely you could let me have it. Can I get the same color as that? Can I get, like, TV back or something? TV? No, I can't. That's a little bit upsetting. Let's just paint that to be... Let's paint that to be the wood color as well, actually. Let's get this one, go like that. And we'll get another sheet, and we'll just kind of make that work down the bottom. Paint it the same color. There we go. So it looks like it's being held up. It just doesn't have the frame on it, which is very upsetting. I don't know what I can do to fix that, though. I'm sorry. I know it looks dumb, but here we are. Actually... No, I don't think I can. Is there like a frame I can get instead to go around it? I don't think there is. Oh, what a kick in the nuts. Annoyingly, it's forced my hand. It's not going to look like a regular TV because the aspect ratio will be all off, but hey, why not? We've got super duper widescreen here. Let's just enjoy it. Go like that one, paint you guys, and then get this brush and remove that. In fact, let's get that texture there, paint it like that. It's a nice big wooden frame, but, I mean, look, that's the closest I can get to a big TV. We're just going to have to grin and deal with it. I'm sorry, I know, the boys are going to come around, they're going to get really annoyed at my stupid TV, but they're just going to have to deal with it. What else do I need in here? I need a cooler, which will give me the beverage cooler. I would call it a bar fridge, but whatever, this is what I've got. Let's spin it around like that, get some frothies here and there. Alright, we're really starting to get a nice entertaining area here. In fact, you know what else I need? Something I haven't used before. You can now get basketball hoops. It seems like a really dangerous place to play basketball, but fuck it, why not? It's a zombie apocalypse. Let's live dangerously. We're also gonna need some CTR poles, SCTR, that's what I need. Just like that. Let's hook that up over here, I suppose. We'll go like that. Yep, bang, bang, and one on the top. Basketball ring on the front. You gotta go where I need to. Yes, you are. There we go. Look at that. We've got a hoop. We're ready to go. Let's play some sweet ball, watch some sweet TV, and try not to fall to our imminent death. I'm not a complete maniac. I will wall off the basketball court a little bit. Don't want the ball getting lost into the zombies, let alone you or your ankles. Let's go like this. Get it nice and squared off like that using the trellis. I quite like the trellis. You can climb it, but I think just like as an aesthetic choice, it looks kind of nice. Let's go there as well. I know this is the world's thinnest basketball court, but whatever. Listen, if you're going to have a sports and leisure center, you just got to have to take what you can get. I'm also going to need some bleachers. It was like a bench, I think it was. Bench. Yeah, let's get some bleachers like that. We'll put those just under here so we can, all the boys can come and watch us play. Let's go there and there. Well, that's kind of dicey. It's right on the end. Why is it? Why is everything so annoying? Everything I want to go and make myself always has to be, I'm trying to make something odd, it gives me even. Trying to make something even, it gives me odd. It's never ever what I actually need. Gonna use the same tactics we used before with the ladder. We'll get that one there. That looks really nice. Let's go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be the right way again. Copy that rotation. Not quite. What am I missing here, actually? I think I need to go 2 more. 1, 2, like that, and we'll copy that rotation. Is that gonna work for me? Yes, it is. Lovely, lovely. Let's get you hooked up just in the right spot. Why is that different? Why? Oh, what the shit. I don't even understand why that's so annoying. Alright, fine. You're gonna be like that. You're not gonna go send it for me. Fine. See if I can. I'll just put a bench like that, and we can just, actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. Let's go like that, so we can still enter the court. Okay, that will be fine. Got a basketball hoop, got a bench for people to sit and watch, we've got a TV. Let's sort out this room here and put some windows down here, and then we're all good to go. So I got a little bit carried away. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I love interior decorating and building in 7 days. Building in this makes me froth. It gets my sausage harder than a barbecue on a Saturday morning at Bunnings Warehouse. So I've gone a little bit overboard. My little living area has gone from being pretty bleak and empty and boring, and now, I mean, it looks very busy. There's a lot going on. So I'll give you the quick little tour. We know about the top, yeah? We know about the lads area with the frothy fridges, around the basketball court. We go down into my little zone. I've got my bed over here with some end tables looking out at the nice view. I've got a nice little fireplace over here with some nice purple carpet. Got my kitchen with my stove and my sink. But I've also got my little office area over here. In fact, let's quickly just put that back to like not having that little corner there. And we've got a nice like dual monitor set up here with a light, my PC on my left. Exactly how it is now. Monitor there, monitor here, PC over there. This is the Shawoodle office, just, you know, in 7 days world. Let's quickly paint that one too. And then, yeah, so I kind of got a little bit carried away, but that's alright. Still need to put the glass on the outside. I'll quickly bang that on my little workstation down here. But then, once that's done, we're ready to send a day 700 HORDE. It's not worth protecting. I had to make this, you know, something nice. If I can't be bothered protecting it, then what's the point in even building it in the first place? I think I'm actually pretty ready to go. I've got an AK full of hollow point ammo with some mods on it for just the regular zombies. I've got an M60 loaded with armor piercing rounds. I'll probably actually do that. Let's get you on the hollow points. Yeah, the M60 with the armor piercing for when a demolisher shows up. Not if, when, because I am currently max level. Level 300 on day 700. This will send a whole lot of fuck you at my doorstep. But that's alright. We'll manage it as best we can. So this this is my kind of fighting platform. Wherever the zombies come from, I'm ready to go. Now, this is how I would do it. Yes, you could add things onto it. You could put some barbed wire, not barbed wire, you could put electric fences down at the bottom of the slope. You could absolutely do that. Probably not a bad shout. I might actually add that before I go through it. But like, you could add like some blade traps, whatever, down to the bottom of the trench. You could add some garage doors to push them into death pits. You could do whatever you want. But this is how me personally would do it. Everyone has their own preferences for bases. This one is mine. It's also nice and cozy upstairs. It's got something to worth defending. I like this. This is how I would do it. It also leaves me to, like, you know, just harvest as much experience as I want, and should also be relatively AFK. It's only 4 tall, but having this block up the top here should be like that last little rung of the ladder that they can't breach. They can't get up to the very top there, so should keep me safe. So this is how I would do it with the electric fences added as well. So now you know, there's the answer to the question. This is what I think is the ultimate base defense, or the ultimate base for the Horde Knights. So I'll crank it up to day 700. I'll quickly make a backup of this in case everything goes wrong, but I'm pretty excited to take this on. Jesus Christ, look at the size of the M60 compared to the character model. It's taller and girthier than I ever could be. It's putting me to shame in every dimension measurable. That's a hefty little rifle you got there, mate. That's a big old pea shooter. I am not going to mess with that. But everything now is ready to go. I've got my electric fences down the bottom here. I'm inside my little safety area over there, just because I want to see how the opening of this actually goes. Let's speed it up a little bit. Let's go all the way through to just before Horde Night. Right about there, or to do. They should come across very, very quickly. Got enough lights out here to be able to see as well. Where are they going to come from, and what is going to come from? I'm expecting big things. Lots of radiators, lots of demolishers, lots of spider zombies as well. Oh, yep, okay, there's the first one. So they're coming from the north. That's right, yep, okay, so they're straight down into the pits. That should be fine. That should stop them from jumping up, even so, with electric fences going. Oh, and there's a cop as well. Yeah, nah. We are A-okay. All right, let's get out there and start peppering. Oh my God, that's very loud. Peppering a bunch of fools. You first. I don't want you to vomit at me. Even though I've got my protective screens up, you can still do a fair bit of damage if I don't kill you first and foremost, and you actually do get a couple of spits away. So let's just keep on moving around. Demolishers aren't so much of an issue because, I mean, as long as the zombies don't swing at them, which they generally don't swing anyway, they won't get their nipples pressed. So we can just kind of just clean up anyone who falls into my little area here, easy as you like. We shouldn't have any real issues, especially because we have some molly. Shit gets a bit too rough, we throw a molly or two down, and we are all happy as Larry. Look at them burn! Oh, there's another cop. All right, focus on him. I like that they're massive and stand out like a sore thumb on a cold winter's day. It's nice and glowing. You can tell that something's happened to it, so you can just kind of pick it up early on in the day. I'm not really going for headshots, though. I am just kind of aiming just for kind of center mass, I suppose, just to make sure I do get a couple of good shots on them. Don't worry about those guys over there. Just picking and choosing my targets, easy as you like. No worries so far about them grouping up and getting up here. They haven't got close yet. No one's really doing any zombie Jenga just yet. No dogs have shown up though, and they are the kings of zombie Jenga. My tier 6 AK though is copping a beating. It's definitely getting damaged faster than I was really expecting it to. It's also nice knowing that, like, when they stop getting electrocuted and stop burning, that's when they're dead. Yeah, just some regular zombies. He got a little of the way up, but that's alright, no worries. This is easy. As I said, this is what I think is the ultimate base, and so far, it is gritting its teeth and proving itself to be just that. Oh, that's the first demolisher. All right, focus on him firstly. Don't hit his button. Make sure we hit everything but his button. Yep, okay, he's dead. Oh, okay, first demolisher has shown up. Oh God, a day's gone really quickly. Let's turn it back down to like just regular. It's been a little bit faster than normal actually. Probably should have turned it down to start with. That's alright. If we're just sitting here, just spraying groups of zombies, then we know that regardless of how long the horde is going to take, they're all just going to be down there regardless. Just finish off the rest of them. God, the M60 is good. I love it a whole lot. I got the AK just for regular zombies. In fact, the horde has kind of changed tack. Are they coming in from a different side now? I feel like, oh yeah, they're on a different side over here now. Let's throw a couple of mollies down there. But yeah, I at no point here, oh no, cop, stop it, damn it, cop. I almost threw a Molotov into myself because I almost threw it into the screen in front of me. That's right, nothing got broken. That's why you want to go those metal sheets instead of the wood ones. Any like rough shot, you get a couple of chances with the cop moment on the metal sheets, but a wood one would have broken at the first instance. Something you definitely could have added, and I mean, I thought about it, but I decided not to in the end. I talked about it a little bit, but you could have added like a garage door at the bottom of the pit here. So when a demolisher does show up, if you don't trust yourself to kill him without his button getting pressed, without his nipples getting all sorts of twisty, then you can put a garage door at the bottom that goes down into a big pit, and just like when he shows up, flick a switch, send him down into the netherworld, and not have to worry about him anymore. I didn't do it because I've built this building on like a pillar, and if the demolisher explodes down in the depths of the world and destroys the footing of this pillar here, then we're in for a bad time because it'll probably collapse if enough ground underneath it gets taken away. So I trusted myself that I could hit him enough and kill him before his nipple gets pressed, and so far so good on that front. You could, I mean, the Molotovs as well are a safer way to do that as well. Fire doesn't twist his nipples, so you're all right on that front too. But yeah, you could have built that if you wanted to. I didn't end up going with it. I feel like this is the safer option. I'm changing tack and I'm putting the armor-piercing ammo, damn it, cops, stay away from me, the armor-piercing ammo on the AK, because I need that far less than I have the M60. I mean, look at this. I've got a whole group of zombies right in front of me, begging for a bullet to the face. It'd be rude of me not to oblige them, you know? When you got a group like that, you just got to whip out the old M60 and start spraying. It's what the M60 was designed to do. It is its happy hunting ground. You just got to give it what it wants. Got to feed the M60 zombies, or else you shouldn't own one. If you're not going to use it to its full potential, give it back to Tradie Potato, because you don't deserve it. Uh-oh, the electric fence has stopped. I think they finally broke it, which is kind of upsetting, but that's alright. Not the worst thing in the world. It was doing me favors, but not so many favors that I'm going to miss it extensively now that it's gone. There's a feral white out there. I mean, a radiator white. There's a whole lot of green group down here. Did all these guys get given birth to like a nuclear radiation zone? I said nudia. They are nude, but they're also nuclear. There's a whole bunch of new sounds. I mean, look, I don't even have to kill them if I don't want to. I can stand up here and just throw some mollies down. I don't even need to worry about them so much. They're fine, hipping and hopping around, and I'm safe as anything. No one's ever got close to me. The worst that's happened is a couple of lucky cop shots. That's been really about it. The horde's almost done, so I may as well throw the rest of my mollies down here and get the most bang for my buck from the alcohol I used to make it. Yeah, look, there's the morning sound, and like, no blocks have even been damaged. There's a couple little scratches from it from the Molotovs, but no zombies have taken any swings, and at no point was I actually in danger. The worst thing that could have happened to me here was my clumsy ass 2 left feet could have sent me down into the pit. But even if that happens, look, if I fall down here and I'm like, oh no, the zombies are gonna get me, I can just run back up here and I'm back up to safety again. Being able to climb this thing that the zombies can't is an absolute godsend. I'll finish you guys off. A big radiator biker. That seems to be just about it. How we're looking from the top. Let's quickly head upstairs and see what my surroundings are. I forgot that the ladders are in the corners now, not on the center. Up there and up here as well. Up we go. Past the basketball court. Anyone out there? Anyone left standing, or are you all dead now? I feel like you're all dead. Oh, this base stood up like an absolute champion. I came into this wanting to make the ultimate base, and I feel like I succeeded. Not even a scratch on it. Not a scratch on me. Happy freaking days, lads. What a champion base this turned out to be. So there you go, guys. That is about as good as it gets, I think. That is the ultimate base I can come up with for Alpha 18. There's been a lot of experiments done. I mean, I've done a lot of experiments with different blocks and different pathing and stuff for the new update, but I think we've landed at a point where we can confidently say that using the wedge tips for either like a killing corridor slide or a zombie-proof wall or a zombie-proof moat, either one of those three, you can make your base basically indestructible. You can defeat the horde by outthinking them rather than just outshooting them, because with the zombies they've got these days, with their super-duper automatic auger hands that can destroy concrete in a matter of seconds, and also just the sheer number of zombies these days, I feel like the only way to actually beat them now is to outthink them, which means you should be building something like this. If cheese, I mean, look, I don't really think this is cheese. I think this is building bases given the rules that have been given to us by the fun pimps. But if you think this is cheesy, if this isn't the style that you want to play, don't do it. No one's putting a gun to your head and saying you must build a base like this. You can go build yourself a burger base and try and outshoot the zombies all you want. But I have the most fun building something like this, just feeling like I'm better than the zombies. I don't get to feel like I'm better than most things on any other day. So at least give me this one. I feel like this is the most fun that I have in 7 Days to Die. So I'm going to have to leave this episode here. I've got a couple of ideas left for Jawoodle Park. We're getting to the end of the testing phase of the alpha though. We're going to more like the playthrough heavy side rather than just the testing. We've got a couple of big ideas, one that I'm especially excited about coming up very, very soon. But I'll have to do that in another episode because this episode is done. So thank you guys for watching. Most of all, thank you to all the patrons on Patreon who made this episode possible. If you liked it, make sure to hit the like button down below and subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Twitter. If I don't talk to you there first, I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.